How's everybody doing today? I'm going to just talk about my college, or not my college, but my study strategy when it comes to literature and these short stories for those of you guys, especially those of you guys who find my readings on YouTube. One of the things that I do is the college professor assigns the short stories, tells you to read them, and then they give you your assignment. Sometimes it's themes, claims, abstracts, whatever it is that you're doing. But it's good to have the story in your mind several times when you're writing these things, and then you can go back and extract the information you're looking for. So my strategy on how I do these are simple, right? First, you read them. Then you listen to them. So some of you guys might be listening to this like on YouTube, like you play it and you set your phone down or whatever. But if you're not listening to the podcast version, that actually you might be doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. I know nowadays I see people walking around, they always have headphones in their ears, right? So if you find my version on the podcast, you could very much so listen to this in your car, when you're jogging, when you're at the gym, when you're standing in line. All these different moments are opportunities to refresh your mind on the stories that you need to be writing about. And the fresher your mind is, and the more you digest these stories, the easier it'll flow when you start writing. Then you just have to Control F, right? Control F, the keywords you're looking for in the stories in order for you to extract the page number you're looking for, right? So let's say in the story, The Man in the Black Suit, he talks about the dirt turning brown, right? And you're like, you know what? This one line, I'm looking for this one line in the story. So, Control F on your keyboard, type in brown, and then you'll find the line quite quickly. That will give you your page number, right? So then now you have your page number. And if you have to do it in MLA formatting, right, you put the page number in parentheses for when you're typing up your paper. But you immediately know, hey, there's this line that I want to use. It's when he takes piss and the dirt turns brown or browner or deep brown. So that's how I do it. We all have our commutes. We all have our times standing in line, walking around the grocery store. So many people have these iPods or earphones in their head, and they're just listening to music. And music's great, right? It helps alleviate stress. But if you got that paper done, you wouldn't really have stress to begin with, right? I mean, you would still have stress, but you wouldn't have the stress of I have to get this paper done. So I really recommend that you guys are on YouTube. Find a podcast that you like, a podcast platform, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, or wherever, and find my podcast and listen to it while you're standing in line at the gym. You don't even have to listen to the whole story all the way through. You can listen to part of it and then go back and listen to another part. And it'll help you put things together. Okay. A lot of times you read your first time reading through, you'll get an idea of this is what the story's about. And then when you go through and listen to it again, you start putting things like, oh, I didn't notice this before. Or you start making revelations of what was a metaphor to this or that. Or you start putting together correlations between stories that maybe sometimes some writing assignments are on multiple stories and the correlations between the two. And sometimes you just get reminded like, oh yeah, I forgot that happened. And I can actually write about that too. And I can use this piece of information from this book and write about that. So that's my strategy, right? Read it and listen to it. Listen to it again when I'm driving, or if you're working out, or even at work. If you're able to listen to things at work, you can even do it then. You can tackle a story several times at work. So that's it. That's my literature strategy and how I tackle these stories before I start my even writing process. the writing process, obviously. You can even listen to it while you're writing, but you can go back to the YouTube version when you're doing that. So that's it. Listen, read, listen again while you're doing your commute. We all have time for that. I see everybody got their headphones on. Okay. So with that, you guys, I'm Clouded Jester. Be sure to check out the podcast version, which you can find on iTunes and Google Play, SoundCloud, and pretty much everywhere you get your podcasts from. Not Spotify. Spotify has a lot more red tape. For some reason, I can't get through to Spotify. I think it's probably because I don't want them to take advantage of my stuff and just make money off my podcast, and I myself not make any money. You know what I mean? That just doesn't seem right. And I do this all pretty much. If you notice on the YouTube, like there's no ads that pop up in the middle of it or before. If there is, let me know. I got to figure out a way to turn them off, because that's not the direction I want this to go in. So with that, you guys have a good day. Peace out.